Coming to you from Little Rock, Arkansas, welcome to Sips on the Rock with Legacy Wine and Spirits. Join hosts and store owners Johnny Akins and David Bevins, along with product expert extraordinaire Jake Dell, as we chat about booze, news, and other happenings in the wide world of wine and spirits. Now, let's get to sipping.
Hello and welcome.
Welcome back to Sips on the Rocks.
Are we live now?
We are live. Welcome back. So, obviously, we're starting again a little bit earlier in the week and earlier in the day for this episode. Again, scheduling things. But we do plan on having our regular show, our regular live show on Thursdays at 2 o'clock now instead of 4. And again,
see how we feel about it.
Right, exactly. We'll see how each week goes. But
if nobody tunes in at 2, then maybe.
Well, there's going to be days that we have guests already scheduled out. We'll be back at 4 o'clock.
Right.
But the podcast will always drop every Tuesday at Tuesday morning. So, okay. Well, let's kick things off.
What are we sipping on this week?
Well, we're still in Bourbon Heritage Month. So
and this is the last week of it, obviously.
Last week. And we
how months work out there.
Right. In case you didn't know what day it was.
Yeah, and so we've got one more barrel pick to talk about today. The Oak and Eden.
Oak and Eden. Really fun brand here. Oak and Eden. Finished whiskey is even their little subheading on their branding. Because what they do is really cool. There's a stick in here. I don't know if you can even really see it on the camera, but it is some oak in there. And they have, in lieu of waiting all that time to do huge batches of whiskey and bourbon, because they do rye and all sorts of cool rum finishes and stuff, rum barrel finish. But they figure, hey, let's age it in the bottle.
Right.
Pretty novel. Cool. I remember we sold those by themselves for a while when we opened up.
No,
we tried them out, and
I mean, it's not going to take a subpar whiskey and make it great.
That was kind of what we landed on.
Yeah.
But it can take a pretty good whiskey and make it better.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We even tried it in a beer. I think we did. We put it in a growler of like a stout, and we made our own barrel aged stout.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
In a week. But so they get these little like spires of oak, and they like carve out notches all throughout there, so you get more contact with the liquid in there. And obviously, one bottle's worth of liquid, can age pretty quickly, relatively when you have that amount of wood in there. But basically, they can do specialty stuff like that. You want a different char level. They do, lightly charred to heavy char, and then for their barrel pick program, you get to pick your recipe, your malt bill for your whiskey, and then what type of oak, because they do American oak and French oak. We've kind of touched on the differences there. And it even has fire light on here. But so each store can kind of tailor make their own recipe and their own thing without having to have a whole barrel's worth. They just do those spires in
each bottle.
All the bottles.
That's pretty cool.
Stick a stick in it.
Yeah.
And I think that we're down to like probably a couple dozen bottles left of this.
It's getting pretty picked through. It's a really inexpensive for a store select pick too.
116 proof.
Yeah, nice and high proof.
Yeah. Good stuff.
But again, I almost wanted to say today's theme was going to be like color, because we're going to talk about it when we talk about beer later. But that's what gives whiskey color, is the contact with wood. When whiskey goes into barrels in a normal, let's take a sip.
Yeah,
we've been talking about it. So the one we picked is a little heavily wheated bourbon. But anyway, when whiskey goes into an oak barrel, it's clear. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people think it goes in with a dark color.
The white,
but like moonshine, that's what back in the day, you'd have white whiskey, and it's totally clear. It looks like vodka before it goes in the barrel, and so that's what's giving it its nice, beautiful copper color.
Yep,
and it is nice.
Yeah,
being a wheat, it's a little bit softer.
It's like it's got a nice alcohol kick, but it's soft on the palate, finishes delicate.
So it's a strange question, but depending on the amount of liquid that's in the bottle, I mean, would it age differently if left in there with half?
Yeah.
Would it be stronger wood, I guess?
I'm sure at some point all the flavor has been extracted.
Yeah.
And you can't like leave it in there for 10 years and then it turns black or something. Yeah. So, you know, there is a limit where everything has been extracted from the wood at some point, just like in a barrel.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Like in my aquarium. Right. I got some driftwood. I tried to boil it all out, get the tannins out, because they will transfer to your aquarium water.
Bacteria.
And it'll turn it browny yellow.
Whiskey fish water.
Yummy.
No fish were harmed. That affect them. You know, you think of like swampy,
right? Sure,
lake water.
Yeah,
you know,
fish are used to water with wood in it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah,
big fish guy. Yeah, it's big fish guy.
Do like my fishies. So yeah, like I said, just a couple down to a couple dozen bottles of this. So hurry in and get it while you can.
Yeah. Cool.
It is definitely worth it. And we got some more barrel picks in the pipeline.
Yeah, we say this is like the last one for Bourbon Heritage Month, but we have, I think, 3 more that we've ordered that are supposed to get here before the holidays, and there's some really good ones coming up. So,
what are they?
Stay tuned to the show to find out.
Stay tuned. Okay.
Don't jump in the gun.
I don't want to hype it up too much before they come in. Yeah, but we got some good stuff coming. Speaking of special whiskey events and such that are coming up, we have a cool thing coming up this next Monday, October 3rd. And it's a bottle engraving.
That's right.
Right, yeah.
It's really cool. And we've had them a few times before where the engraving van will come out and park in front of the store. And you can come in and fill out the form and have it engraved right there in front of you. Or you can come in early to Legacy, fill out the form, pick out your bottle and have it done ready for you to pick up whenever you want.
Great idea for you people that are getting a jump start on your holiday shopping.
That's right. Holiday shopping.
Because we never know when the van's coming through. It might not come back before Christmas. I would imagine it would, but you never know.
Yeah.
Because that guy just takes all over the country. There's a huge machine in there. Yeah, it's like a big laser engraving machine. But I thought it was so cool that it does it with the liquid in there. You know, you don't like order it and they do it on the bottle, then fill it up. You know, it's like you have a bottle full and then you got to take a laser to it.
Right.
And engraves, whatever. Happy birthday, Dad, or
Merry
happy
Christmas.
Anniversary.
So
whatever you want.
What bottles are available?
So that's the thing. It is because it's a machine that's specifically programmed for bottles. Is only select bottles that
and it's put on by certain brands.
Yeah.
So Jack Daniel's Gentleman Jack is the big one. It's usually the most popular one that we do. But Gentleman Jack 5ths and half gallons. Jack Daniel's single barrel, which makes a really good Christmas present for Dad or the husband or whatever.
Just comes in a 5th.
Woodford Reserve, yeah, that was a 5th. Woodford Reserve 5ths and half gallons, and Herradura Tequila, which is one that's a little off the wall, cool to do.
Yeah.
That only comes in 5ths.
It's
no charge. Also,
that's right. If
you buy the bottle, you can
engraving.
do it. Yeah, right here.
You can come in, like I said, come into Legacy, buy the bottle, fill out the engraving form. If you're not able to attend on October the 3rd, we'll have it engraved for you and ready to pick up in the store whenever you can pick it up.
Text. They can't draw pictures and stuff on there. But
right.
Whatever text. I think 3 lines of text.
Yeah. Draw me a puppy on my bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always fun. Good turnout for that.
Yeah.
Whew. So we've got
it's not got a lot of heat though. I mean
there's a burn up front.
See, I'm surprised you're saying that.
I am too, because the last ones we've had, were pretty hot.
I really think you are a wheat whiskey guy.
Maybe I am.
Maybe that's it's hitting that right note for you.
Maybe I am.
This seems hot to me, but in a good way. It's it's a nice little flavor punch.
So yeah, Bourbon Heritage Month coming to an end, but do not fear. There are still plenty of days for celebrating. When this drops next Tuesday, it'll be National Vodka Day.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, Wednesday in our world, is National Drink a Beer Day.
That's right. So if you're listening now,
how would one go about celebrating?
Drink a beer tomorrow.
Fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah. Pick your favorite beer or pick one you haven't tried.
Not restricted to any type of style, just a beer, National Drink a Beer Day. I think that you can have more than one. Even though it's-
Check the rule book. Next month is National Drink 2.5 Beers Day.
National Six Pack Day. So let's talk about what type of beers, Jake, would you recommend that people try if they wanted to get outside of their comfort zone and try something cool?
That's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
In this show, I want to use some of my time as a beer expert to talk about beer styles and maybe some under the radar beer styles going forward. And we'll kind of talk about one maybe every episode. I don't know. Maybe people get tired of it. So today is Barleywine Day.
Very obscure one. People that are in the know about it and like it, but it's not one that
outside of your average Joe six-pack beer drinker is not really gonna see a lot of barley wines, especially in a state like Arkansas.
Right.
I'm sure you live in Oregon or in California, or there's tons of barley wines. People making them at your local pub down the corner or whatever. But here, we don't see as many come through, and that's very sad to me because I love barley wines.
Yeah.
I figured we would kind of keep it somewhat seasonal, too, when we're talking about beers here on the show. We talked about stouts and porters recently. It's kind of starting to get cooler here. It was like 70-something the other day. It was 60 degrees at night. It was real nice.
We're on the cusp.
Yeah, this style, barley wine. Why do they call it barley wine? Any guesses?
I do not know.
Perhaps it's got barley in it.
It does. That's half of it. You're right.
And wine? Is there any wine in it, or is that just a misnomer?
Back in the 1800s, 1850s, 1870s or something, I think was the first beer that was packaged as such by Bass, funny enough. Everybody knows the Bass that you see at bars all the time. They had to call it that because they made it so strong that it has to be between 8 and 12%. I think that's the style guidelines, that people thought it was wine. And they had to call it, no, it's barley wine. And so even now, you'll see it labeled as barley wine style ale or barley wine ale. So even consumers years and years later don't think that you're buying a wine. Plenty of differences between wine and beer. You took a sip, you'd be able to know, but still, I think this is one of those styles that the beer nerds know. And after you've been out there and tried everything and you kind of figure out what you like, a lot of beer nerds will either kind of get away from, so many all the time, so many different kinds, and settle on a Saison, for a lighter style, but also barley wine. There's not quite as many calories as drinking a stout every night. Even though there's still a lot in here. It's made.
Why you look at me when you say that?
That's your game. Yeah. I know you love your stouts. But so barley wine is, I think it also kind of goes hand in hand, coming off talking about stouts and porters, where it really shines after being put in a bourbon barrel. And man, some of the best beers I've ever had have been barrel-aged barley wines. I will give a quick shout out. I said this to somebody recently talking about beer. They brought up Brewed and Barley, a local restaurant in Argenta that's kind of a project of Flyway. But they have a different kind of a label. I say that label in quote. They don't package it. They just sell it out of their restaurant. But when I went to the Festival of Darkness last year, I went to their tent and had a barrel-aged barley wine that I could say is the best Arkansas beer I've had in the last couple years.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Wow.
And I couldn't get any. So I was like, keep on with the samples. Come on.
Right.
Well,
is it still available? In
their Lord God, I put up there with the best from Arkansas.
Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome.
Those guys
stuff.
are doing good stuff with barrel aging Flyway and Brewed and Barley, and love it. Big fan.
And their food is pretty off the chain too.
And there's rumors about them coming out west to that new Breckenridge Village project.
I'd be really excited to hear about that.
Lots of really cool things planned construction developments around the city, right here next door. For those of you that have been here to the store, you know that there's a wooded lot behind us, directly behind us, and that's where we are getting our Whataburger.
Yeah, it's our understanding that we've got a Whataburger and a Taco Bell coming in right behind us. So if we weren't fat before, we're gonna get a few pounds. I mean, I'm more excited about the Whataburger specifically because I hear they have an awesome breakfast.
They do.
Yeah. We don't really have a lot of fast food breakfast options.
Whataburger's
right
big regionally. Yeah, for anybody listening out of state, might be, in Texas, super bored of Whataburger. No, but Whataburger's finally made its way into Arkansas, and now this is going to be the first one in Little Rock. And as far as fast food goes, it's pretty dang good.
So I was reading that they were here previously, like
in
some
Little Rock?
decades ago. Yeah,
That could
like
be.
down University or something.
Could be.
I don't know. So anyway,
I mean, many years ago, we used to have a Crystal Burgers. But
Yeah.
those are that's gone too. Yeah.
Wow, I forgot
I love
about
those
that.
crystal chicken.
Yeah,
Not so much
Crystal
as a-
Chicks.
Crystal
Chicks.
chicks.
Yeah.
So good.
I eat those when I lived in Tennessee, like a block from Crystal Burger.
Nah.
Yeah, so all kinds of new development going on, and a lot of stuff happening over across the river in Argenta,
Mhm.
which is a really, really cool part of town. Lots of fun stuff going on. You just mentioned
They got a little entertainment district
Barley,
that
Flyway.
they'll block off and let you walk around with drinks and have vendors, and all the restaurants will have little tables set up out there on the curb so you can order some food. And Four Quarter there, they have talk about
awesome.
great food.
Oh,
yeah,
My
yeah.
God,
Yeah, you would never guess.
I forget the
good
chef's
beer
name.
selection. I mean, it's a great bar.
yeah,
But
love
yeah,
it.
they're like some like $70 million apartment complex going in somewhere between the river and the Simmons Arena. Is it Simmons nowadays?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
But yeah, like
The
all
third
kinds
name.
of new development going on.
That
across
area
the
needs a
river.
little freshening up.
Needs a little
down there.
TLC.
Yeah.
Needs a little TLC.
Little suspect. Little
Well,
sketch.
So that that little block that we were talking about in the Argenta, where Four Quarter is also where Bread and Barley is, and there's a lot of what else is right there in that area?
Skinny J's.
Yeah.
There's the
Was Reno's? Isn't that the one that's been there forever? Reno's in Argenta? Is that closed
I don't
now?
I don't know.
but
But lots of
Comedy
Joint,
place,
the joint,
yeah.
comedy
the
theater.
Joint,
Yeah,
that
we
place is
love
awesome
that.
too, yeah.
Go check out the Joint, man. It is
Yeah.
awesome. That is one of the under the radar better beer bars in town. And they have awesome, like some nights it's stand up comedy.
Improv.
Improv
Yeah,
is great because
yeah.
it's like the same cast, but some nights you
Mhm.
go there on like open mic night and you'll get some really good people and then some that are, whoo, it's funny.
Bombing.
It's so bad that it's good, Yeah.
I'm surprised you haven't tried to go in there and grab a microphone.
So funny you say that. That scares the hell out of me.
Oh, really?
I mean, I would have to bring a guitar up there and
Yeah.
write some kind of funny songs or something. 'Cause
Just to keep your
I
level.
guess. Yeah.
Keep your leveled out.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I
Yeah.
guess.
I could see you killing it.
Okay, so you said next when this podcast drops on Tuesday, it will be National Vodka Day.
National Vodka Day. Yeah, that's
So
right.
what are we going to tell people about Vodka Day? I mean,
Well, we
what kind of
talked about
cocktails
vodka
and-
briefly
We
last
talked
week.
about
Yeah.
vodka.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
vodka, which Jake was standing on
Purity.
his hands and knees.
Purity
Yeah.
vodka.
Yeah.
I've still been talking about
I
it.
went home and was like, babe,
Yeah.
I've never come home excited about a vodka.
I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Well, what's
Speaking
your
of, is
favorite
that one
vodka?
in now? We talked about it.
It didn't. I don't know if it came in today yet. It's coming very soon.
This week. hopefully.
Yeah. What's your go-to vodka?
I don't have one. Well, so I don't. Yeah, Wheatley. Yeah, we like Wheatley. It actually has been our recently our
The
go-to
house
vodka.
brand?
It's the house
All
brand.
right.
It's our house brand, and mostly because the only time that we really gravitate towards vodka is when we're making Bloody Marys, because we have this newfound obsession with Bloody Marys and all the things that go into it. Not so
Sure.
much the vodka,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
all the bacon and
Fixins.
olives and
For me, a Bloody
Pizza
Mary
and-
is 100% about the garnish.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
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 Love it so much. And it's like the perfect Sunday morning,
You see some wild ones on the internet every now and then. I saw a whole like Cornish game hen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're crazy.
Like you said, a slice of pizza.
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, National Vodka Day coming up. But tomorrow, along with Drink a Beer Day, it's Drink Chocolate Milk Day.
oh yeah. So we're trying to work this in somehow.
So, well, I mean, you can where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn it.
Always, you can always make. Well, so there's chocolate milk. I mean, is chocolate milk in mudslides, or can it be?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
So, I mean,
Probably
there's-
like cream and chocolate.
yeah,
right. I think the original calls for Bailey's.
Yeah.
Which we have a new Bailey's release out
Ooh,
here.
Yeah, speaking of cream
S'mores.
chocolate, yeah, there's a new s'mores. Perfect time for a little fall cream in a glass, this would be it for me. I think
tell you, everybody loves Bailey's. It's hard not to, and every year it seems like they come out with a new wow flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they did pumpkin spice one year, cherry. What am I missing? There was one recently that was really good too. But they're all good. I mean,
Red Velvet.
Red Velvet, man. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
I'm going camping this weekend,
I
this
think
is
they
actually
might have
me.
missed the mark with the vegan almond one.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, we had people request it though.
I don't know if they were going for straight flavor with that one, just more of a
just almond. You know, you have your
intolerant
almond milk,
right?
Folks and,
sure.
Which I don't particularly care for almond milk,
but we don't discriminate.
No, but we don't discriminate.
No. We'll sell you anything.
Yeah, I like my cow juice.
But yeah, s'mores. I haven't tried this one yet. It sounds really good, and it would go great in some chocolate milk
By a campfire.
And some hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So lots of celebrating. You know, it's that time of year. There's always something popping up.
Got some coffee liqueurs that would be good in some chocolate milk, right? Just
I mean,
here.
Rocktown's
Rocktown coffee,
the bourbon cream, and then they've got their coffee liqueur, which is just
you know. Speaking of mudslides in Rocktown, we had a little gathering at the house, and I wanted to fill the margarita machine with a mudslide, but I wanted to kind of do a play on it, which was like a brunch gathering. And so I was thinking, how about like a coffee mudslide? And then I was like, Rocktown bourbon cream, Rocktown coffee, Rocktown vodka, and call it a rock slide.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
Wow.
Okay, we're going to have to try it. We're going to have to actually do it and see if it works.
Yeah, I got to doing the math. I would have needed like
all the things.
24 bottles.
That machine is big.
Hopper.
It is big machine.
The hopper. Yeah.
But I will be trying that and reporting back.
Excellent name there.
Rock slide.
Rock slide.
Yeah.
I expect to see it on Rocktown's menu soon. I bet
if they already
I've already
done
they
it.
probably have already tried this.
They're gonna be listed like idiots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did that 2 years ago.
Genius idea. Yeah. Mixing our 3 popular things.
Well,
this will be the one for us simpletons, because I'm sure they got some nice, fancy, complicated one there at the bar.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, throw some shit in the hopper.
Right.
Yeah. Let it
sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
for sure.
Rocktown's bar, speaking of, is if you haven't been, they've got a really nice tasting bar. It's a really cool event area. You can go in and I think play games, and I think they have like Jenga and that kind of stuff in there. It's really fun.
Or take a tour. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
Get to go in the barrel room. Really, really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's pretty. Yeah.
Jake, speaking of cocktails, didn't you want to play a game?
Oh yeah,
I thought we were going to do that for next time.
Oh, he's not prepared.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Well, you can just
like an idea
teaser next time.
Well, yeah, because if he
we got an idea for a fun game. Just wait on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be we'll tell you right now, but
I should have grabbed the reins on that.
Yeah,
thrown out rock slide.
Right.
Yeah,
a made up cocktail that you just made.
Just as good as some stranger on the internet.
That's
right.
Yeah.
So the game is we're going to try to twist each other up and see if you can guess. He's just going to call out
find a cocktail and see if the other people can guess what's in it.
Guess what the ingredients are that are in it, and then he'll confirm or deny whether we're correct.
Maybe
we'll
try to make one.
Yeah.
Because even then we could like mix it up and then taste it and try to figure out what's in there.
We could. Yeah, we could expand on that idea.
I want to get interactive here.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot.
We can put in what we think it is and then what it actually is and see how far off they are.
There's going to be 17 bottles here. Like, oh no.
Right. ABC's going to be calling saying, no, you can't do that.
Technically not.
Yeah, right. So what's in the news?
Well, a few things. We hear a lot of this CO2 shortage talk, right? Have you heard of this affecting the beer trade?
No.
Apparently, like the country is running out of CO2 and it's squeezing the beer supply. And I was reading an article. It all comes down to an extinct volcano in Mississippi. That's where like most of the nation's CO2 reserves are.
I would have never.
Right?
Never.
It's called like the the Jackson Dome outside of Jackson, Mississippi. So the owner tried to tap some new wells.
Some guy owns the Jackson
I believe
Dome?
so.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
How do you lay claim to that?
Yeah, exactly.
This is my volcano.
Yeah, I'll be taking this volcano. Thank you very much.
The
Get
owner
off
of the site.
volcano.
The owner of the site attempted to drill new wells this summer and found contaminated CO2. And this basically supplies the whole country with the CO2
Wow.
That's
for beer. And it's not
that.
just used in beer production, but also used in cleaning the machinery.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it hugely important. And
So our beer drinkers have sucked the volcano dry.
as they do. More in the news, different bottle sizes. Some of y'all might know about this, some of you don't. They have approved different bottle sizes now. Generally you've got, your
Pretty standard.
half pints, 100 mils. Here in Arkansas, 50 mils are legal, but they've got to be sold packaged together. You've got your fifths, liters, and half gallons. That's basically
Pretty much it. Yeah. Sake comes in 720 mils.
Right.
and there's
Yeah.
some-
So now 700 mil, 720 mil, 1.8 liter, craziness, 250 mil. I don't know.
Are all those kind of European? I know we kind of talked about it.
Yeah,
earlier.
there's a lot of stuff that we don't see here because of this bottle sizing restriction. So
We're going to see 10 different sizes of Grey Goose.
I mean,
on
good
this
grief.
That makes me want to vomit.
Right.
I mean, just
not because it's Grey Goose,
No,
but
but
because
just
it's a shelf hog.
It's a shelf hog, and
Right.
it's a logistical nightmare for us having to set all these different things up just to sell the same product
Yeah.
out of 15 different bottles.
Yeah, and some of these are literally 20 to 50 milliliters difference in size.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, folks.
Come on
Yeah.
now.
Come on. Okay, so marijuana is back on the ballot now. Recreational marijuana in the state of Arkansas will be voted on in November. Of course, the Arkansas Board of Corrections expresses opposition, but
I'm sure there'll be a lot of opposition, but
they also are about to release 400 people because of overcrowding. So
Seems like there's a solution.
yeah, right. That's funny. Yeah, back-to-back headlines.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
Pointing
guys,
out the obvious
get your
here.
stuff together. Cheese Dip Fest still coming up next month. I'm sorry, next month on the 30th of October. Go out Cheese Dip.
Oh, look, I see. I kept forgetting the day before Halloween.
Yeah. We'll be
Cheese
Out of
dip.
town.
Oh, where y'all going?
A wedding.
another
A
wedding.
wedding.
Oh, the Halloween wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a Halloween themed. It's just over Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
So it's worse.
Yeah, exactly.
It would even be fun. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm
Also,
not meaning
I
to
still
talk.
may take a costume and just wear it at the wedding just because y'all are having it on Halloween.
These
weekend.
cousins
little
of
fake
mine.
blood
Yeah,
running down your mouth.
Yeah.
These cousins
Knife through your head. Oh, I
Sam's
gotta be
is-
here.
coming up on Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
Right. Ramsey and Booth got married on Halloween weekend or holiday weekends.
Oh yeah.
4th of July and I think Independence Day or something like that.
Yeah. Same
Labor
thing.
Day. Anyway,
Yeah.
my kooky cousins
Mhm.
love them to death.
Yeah. They're incredible people.
Lots of fun. Actually, this one that's coming up with his wedding, he's a helicopter firefighter.
Yeah, he's
He's
got
the
an
one that
awesome job.
Drops the water
Yeah.
on the fires from a
Wow.
helicopter. Yeah, pretty.
He's one of those wild nature like rapids, river rapids, and
Bungee jumping.
yeah, all the
skydiving.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. Rock climbing.
Such an awesome guy.
Yeah, really, really cool.
So speaking of the Cheese Dip Festival, don't forget what's our code?
Sips on the Rock. Type in
That's right.
Sips on the Rock
That's
in
your
the
discount code.
discount box for your discounted tickets.
Yep. We'll keep reminding you until the Cheese Dip Festival is over.
I made some cheese dip this past weekend.
Did you
Oh,
now?
For the
you?
game. Had a few folks over
So
for
what's
the
your
game.
what's your recipe?
Well,
consist
what's
I
of?
your
like
secret?
to change it up. I don't really have a secret. It was funny. I went to the grocery store that morning, last minute stuff. Didn't know what I was going to cook. Didn't want to get too involved, grilling, smoking. I wanted to be able to stay inside and watch the games or whatever. And so I had some regular sausage and some leftover chicken chorizo.
Oh,
wow.
And I got
yeah.
some white cheese, some queso blanco, and got
Mhm.
home and was like, oh no, don't have Rotel. And then oh no, I had to use fresh onions and fresh tomatoes.
Oh,
so it ended up being
amazing.
so much better. And so it was like a little more labor intensive, but it's going to pay off. And it was so good. So good.
Yeah, too bad the game wasn't.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the game.
Exactly, yeah.
No hog talk.
There'll be no hog talk today.
So, Jake, was your cheese dip good enough to enter the festival?
So I don't know. I mean, I have never been to the Cheese Dip Festival, but I have made cheese dip for a lot of years, and I've got a good palate for it. You know, I got my own little spice blend that I like to use, and I feel like I can do it wouldn't be the worst. I'd probably say it wouldn't get last.
You use any cumin in yours?
Lots of cumin.
I do
That's
too.
like, I mean,
I wanted to just like
swimming in
yes,
it.
that's me too.
That's what you gotta have cumin in there.
Yeah, I need to break out the gumbo pot soon.
Yep, that'll be coming up soon. We'll be talking about gumbo quite a bit in future episodes.
Yeah,
that's a big, huge fall, winter thing. Is big pots of gumbo around the store.
Figure out a gumbo pairing.
Ooh, yeah.
What to pair with David's famous gumbo.
I mean, I can already think of some beers.
Yeah.
Some whiskeys. Yeah. So let's.
We've hit our 30 minutes.
No, we hadn't.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Right here.
On my timer too.
Well, but we didn't talk about any hot D yet.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about
House
of the Dragon.
This is going to slowly morph into a Game of Thrones podcast.
It really is. I mean, so like if any of you folks out there are Game of Thrones fans and you're not watching House of the Dragon, you are missing out because it is insanely good. Yeah. It's so good.
We're not going to give away any spoilers, but yeah, if you're not watching this, you are just stupid. You got to get, what's it on? Netflix?
HBO? No, it's on HBO. Netflix.
Yeah. What's it on now? Do you think that I get to control the remote control?
Yeah, but it's spoiler free to we're just gonna say it and then say, oh, that's great, all right, bye. I mean, the time jump in the middle of the season is so a cool idea that because they're covering this season such a long stretch of time that between two episodes 10 years passes, and so they had to recast some actors and actresses,
which is cool, but
it feels like a new pilot in the middle of the show,
right?
Because they're catching you up on what happened in the 10 years that you didn't get to see an episode for. And yeah, there were some cliffhangers from that episode 5.
I did like some of the younger. I did kind of have an attachment to the younger princess. What's her name?
Rhaenyra.
Yeah, Rhaenyra.
Yeah,
she was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're both great.
The second one's cool,
but the new older Rhaenyra, I mean, she's a badass.
Yeah,
she's
well, the new queen, she's kind of
both of them.
She's
man,
kind of coming to her own too.
They're fully playing the game now, and not just a part of it.
I mean, and the 10 years that we missed in that little gap, it's happening.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy good.
So if you're not watching, you don't know what the hell we're talking about, but you've got to watch. It's really good.
Your homework is
homework is
binge watch
House of the
Get caught up on House of Dragons. All right, folks, we're gonna get off here, but we will see you on the next episode, which will air next Thursday live at 2 o'clock next Thursday. But again, podcast drops every Tuesday morning. So we'll see you guys next time, and y'all keep on sipping.
Cheers.
Remember to subscribe to our podcast, Sips on the Rock, and like us on all the socials to keep up with what's new in the wide world of alcohol. Shop LegacyLR.com for curbside pickup or local delivery. Remember, for better service and better selection, shop local. Please enjoy responsibly. Cheers.